Hello and welcome to more Penny Dreadful. So for those who don't know what this format is, there's going to be a bunch of links in the description, but basically it's a format on Magic Online where all the cheap cards are illegal, and there's a rental program with Card Hoarder, so you can literally play this format for free. So if you're interested, just check the description. I've linked the Discord so you can go in there and ask people questions, and you can join the leagues for free. So it's awesome, and all the decks are so fun. So I have been in love with Greater Good in EDH for a very long time. I did it to do like meme cards, but it's actually really powerful. You sacrifice a creature, draw cards equal to their power, and then discard 3 cards. In this deck, the discard is actually an upside, which is kind of fun. But you combine that with Phyrexian Dreadnought, which is a 1-mana 12/12. So normally when you play it, it just dies. But you can sacrifice it in response to its trigger to just draw 12 cards, and then just say no to its trigger. So you just get 1 mana, draw 12, which is absurdly powerful. And then we get to power it with Ominous Seas. So whenever you draw a card, put a counter on it, and then remove 8 counters to make a Kraken. So on its own, you can draw your whole deck with Ominous Seas because you make an 8/8, and then sacrifice it to Greater Good, draw 8 cards, and then you get 8 counters, and you just keep doing that until your deck is gone. So we're running Laboratory Maniac and Dread Return. So, you know, if you deck yourself, you can just win that way. We also have Sylvan Library, which is one of the all-star powerhouses, of old formats. So for 2 mana, basically every draw step you can draw 3 and then pay 4 life to keep them in your hand or put 2 of the 3 back on top. So this is actually a card draw trigger. So with Ominous Seas, you get 3 counters every single turn off of Sylvan Library. And if you have multiple Sylvan Libraries, you get multiple copy or counters on Ominous Seas. So this combo is really nice. We also have Trick Bind. So this counters an activated or triggered ability. So Phyrexian Dreadnought's thing is a trigger. So if you play Dreadnought and then Trick Bind in response to the ability, you just get a 1-mana 12/12, which is pretty nice. And then we have some creatures to round it out. Birds of Paradise helps with the mana. Finhorn Elves also helps with the mana. Memory Lapse, it's just a counter spell to delay things. So, you know, your combo deck, you just want to get cards out of your opponent's hand because we're going to win that turn. So that's nice. And then 4 Thirst for Meaning, because redundant copies of Greater Good and Sylvan Library aren't the best. I know I said double Sylvan Library works with Ominous Seas, but this doesn't like get you any extra cards or anything. So generally you want to discard them. So this just helps you dig for your Phyrexian Dreadnought or other things. Just a very good card. 4 Evolving Wilds, because Sylvan Library really goes well with fetches. I got this list from the league results on the Penny Dreadful website. I think a lot of people have been playing it, but I didn't see anyone running fetches. So fetches Sylvan Library lets you reshuffle the top cards if there are things you don't like. Just makes sense to me. And I think I added 1 more Finhorn Elves for a land. The sideboard I copied exactly. So Destiny Spinner makes your creatures and enchantments uncounterable, which is basically your whole deck. So if you can resolve this turn 2, counter magic doesn't really work. 4 Tangle against creature matchups. Wilt just to kill artifacts or enchantments. 3 Negate and 3 Flash Freeze for different matchups. So the deck looks sweet. Let's jump into a league. See you guys there. All right, we're playing against Nightcrows the King. I'm going to keep this hand. We have Greater Good and Dreadnought, so if we can get up to 5 mana, that'll do that. We have a lot of mana elves we can draw, and we have a Memory Lapse. Ooh, Temple of Silence. I love it. I love this format because every game I'm like, I have no idea what's about to happen. And if I draw Birds of Paradise, that would be... Ooh, Trick Bind is also very good. So we can go for... I'm going to bottom that. We can go for a turn 3 Dreadnought if they tap out. Then depending on what they have... Like, if they're a controlling looking deck, maybe the Dreadnought... Ooh, another Greater Good. Maybe the Dreadnought wouldn't be the best thing to go for. But what we're hoping here is we can Memory Lapse whatever they play, and then make a 12/12. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go for it here because there's a lot of things they could have to disrupt this. So we can just, I guess, resolve an Ominous Seas. That seems okay to me. If they counter this, that's a little bit unfortunate. But if they don't, we can start ticking up and then Greater Good next turn. Nice. And they didn't have any play end of turn. Perfect. Wondering what there is to do in the Esper colors. Well, I'm going to make an 8/8 if they don't do anything. So I can just pass turn here and then cast Thirst for Meaning to tick this up. Hopefully finding a Sylvan Library. Bizarre Trade Mage. That feels like something I should not let resolve. So let's Memory Lapse that. So we get that. I guess I could just cast my Greater Good while they're tapped low. I could also make it 12/12, but I think honestly just getting this down makes more sense to me. I'm not sure if that's correct, but it feels really nice because as soon as I get up to 8 here, I can just go off as well. If the trade mage kills me, then I die. I guess that's that is exactly the definition of what I just said. Angel of Glory, Azami, I love it. So what does this do? Exile all zombies, then return all humans from your graveyard to the battlefield. So this is a human. This looks spicy already. I love whatever they got going on. I don't know what it is, but they're probably gonna die, which is the unfortunate part. Because they only have 1 mana available. But it's okay. We get to go Omniseas into Dreadnought. So we sack this with the trigger on the stack, so we draw 12 cards, power up our Omniseas. Oh my gosh. Alright. I have to discard 3 cards here. Greater Good, and Evolving Wilds. It's lagging so bad. Always yields all these triggers. So now I can just keep activating Omniseas. I don't have to use mana on Phyrexian Dreadnought, so I can have Memory Lapse if they do happen to have interaction on the Dread Return that I'm going to cast. Oh, they just cycle, okay. So they're telling me they're dead, which I appreciate. Trigger happens, say no, and we make a thing. And we make a thing. Stack 1. Draw 8, discard. I don't think it really matters what I discard, so I'm just gonna discard some tapped lands. It's lagging so bad right now. The client wasn't meant to handle this much card draw. So basically every time I do this, I'm going to get 2 Krakens. What else do I got? Alright, discard library, this and this. I don't think it really matters. So this draws 12. I'm just trying to see. Basically, I think I can still win even if Dread Return. Okay, Dread Return's there, so I can discard that one, this and this. I think I can still win even if they're in the bottom 3 cards in my library. I just have to find my Lab Maniac, which is somewhere. Like more. Stack 1. I guess let's hope to hit Lab Maniac. There he is. Lab Maniac, this and this. Then I Dread Return, targeting Laboratory Maniac, getting rid of 3 Krakens. I make a thing and draw my deck. It's just that easy. Okay. What are we doing here? They have some graveyard things. Part of me feels like I don't want to sideboard at all, because negate is only good against some things. I think I'm just... I guess they could have some counter magic, so I could bring in like a Destiny Spinner or 2. But they're just a combo deck, so I don't know how much counter magic they can realistically have. I think I'm just going to run it back. I'm not very new to I don't know so much about the format, so just running your strongest combo when you don't know how opponents are going to sideboard seems like the best thing to do for me. Opponents said they just screamed, they're not even mad that they're losing, this is awesome. That's exactly how I would think one should feel about this format. This hand is quite bad, actually. Double Greater Good, Lab Maniac, I think I can do better. At least I have Phyrexian Dreadnought, so I'm going to keep this hand, get rid of 1 Phyrexian Dreadnought and this island, because I want double green. But yeah, opponent's really nice, so that's fun. I want to know what they have going on, and me getting to 5 might might make that happen. We'll see. Another forest. So I think I want to have blue mana available next turn. Trick, okay. That seems alright to me. So I can hold up Memory Lapse if I want to, or I can just play Fyndhorn Elves. Because the Bizarre Trade Mage they do play on turn 3. I think I'm going to hold up Memory Lapse. I doubt they have anything like Daze. Okay, well, they're playing a thing. I'm probably just going to Memory Lapse this because I'm going to tap out next turn. Yeah. Not having any of that. So now I make a 12-12. Play him. Do that. We'll see if I can beat this. If they have a kill spell though, this hand is very bad. Like so bad. Okay, they don't. They currently get 3 turns because they can block with this guy. Unburial Rites, Atris. Whenever it enters the battlefield, target opponent looks at the top 3 cards of your library and separates them. I have no idea what is going on. But it is beautiful. Alright, we have birds, elves. Attack for 12. They fall to 9. Okay, so they can block if they can set up some combo, I imagine their deck goes infinite, is what I would guess. They also have a zombie plus Bizarre Trade Mage. Animate Dead, Angel of Glory kills zombies and gets back all humans. That's a human. That's a human. Attack for 12. They have to lose one, but they just get it back. And then they're going to be blocking for a while. I think I actually might lose this. Yeah, I'm... Wonder if I was supposed to wait. Like, not attack, because they're just going to get back those trade mages, which is better for them. Oh boy. Let's see what you got going on, Angel of Glory's Rise. So this is a 4/6 flyer. I actually really love it. And then they Bizarre Trade Mage, which fills their graveyard. So I look at the top 3 cards of your library, separate them in a face down pile and a face up pile. Put one pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. So I don't really want to give them more than one card. I don't think it really matters. How do I know which is face up? Oh, the top pile will be presented face up. The bottom pile will be presented face down. Okay. They could choose between Unburial Rights and those two. So they took the 2, which I figured they would because they're going to Bizarre Trade Mage. I think they can kill my Dreadnought now. Ephemerate the Angel? No! Ephemerate the Angel would be something else. Fiend Hunter, Sin Collector. Holy cow. So they're going to get back a Fiend Hunter next turn. And I'm just dead. That on the bottom. I might as well attack. Wait, no, attacking doesn't make sense because then they can just block with Angel and get it back. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I think we're dead. I think that's what's happening. Yep. Yep. I'm trying to think what I could even possibly draw from this position, because I think I'm just taking lethal in the air in 2 turns. That's 9 damage. I'm just going to take it. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm going to see. Alright. I guess I can see it and then tell them what's up. Let's see what we got game 3. That was awesome. Angel of Glory's Rise is a card I have not seen in so long. Do I want... I don't think Wilt is good. Memory Lapse does help buy time. Yeah, we're just going to keep it the same. I wonder if I should have gotten rid of Trick Bind, but I guess I could Trick Bind the Angel activation. So there's Dreadnought and a Dread Return. I'm going to keep this hand because I also have a... Yeah, it's hard to mulligan a hand that has Mana Acceleration plus Dreadnought. If I can turn 2 Trick Bind, that probably will be fast enough. Turn 3 is too slow, I think. Fintorn, Elves, Birds. So, go with Birds, Elves, Land. Just accelerating quickly. We'll see if it's fast enough, though. Oh no, they missed a land. Oh no, they're just discarding hand size. Or, okay, I'm just freaking out. I always get freaked out when people do things second main phase. Memory Lapse is nice. I'm gonna Thirst for Meaning now, because I can still hold up Memory Lapse off the birds. Discard Dread Return. And if I play a forest, then I can Thirst for Meaning again. So I guess I discard this temple. Go. So now I can, like, counter thing or draw, depending on what I need. They cycle the Human Wizard. Oh, that's so cool. So with a zombie, they can just draw a bunch of cards. Sin Collector. I guess I'm going to bounce that, because I don't really care about instants and sorceries. Well, maybe I do. Let's Thirst. Okay, so I do have Dreadnought Trick Bind here, but then they're going to Sin Collector away my Thirst for Meaning, but then I do have a 12/12 in play. But they have a bunch of Fiend Hunters. What do I do here? I can Trick Bind the Sin Collector activation, or I can just cast another Thirst for Meaning, and then they can only take one thing. This is actually really hard. I don't know how to play this deck. Part of me wants to discard both Trick Binds, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the combo kill. I don't know if a 12/12 is enough, actually. Sounds weird, but I don't think it is. I am going to bottom that, and then just Thirst for Meaning in response to their Sin Collector. Right, cast this. Yeah, okay. This is just instant or sorcery, right? Yeah, discard 2 cards. We're gonna discard Island. I swear I put that Dreadnought on the bottom. So we discard Island, Dreadnought, and then I can have Greater Good Dreadnought in hand. Yeah, that seems reasonable. The problem is there's a Dreadnought in the graveyard and the Dreadnought on the bottom of my deck. But I also don't necessarily have to go off this turn. I mean, we're definitely going to greater good. Oh, I can dread return. Okay, yeah, we're fine. Greater good. Cast this. So drawing 12 cards seems like a good place to start. Discard 3. I do kind of want to shuffle, oddly enough. So I can just discard these. Let that happen. Play... I could also just play Birds of Paradise this turn, though. That seems pretty good, because I still have counter magic available. And then discard a greater good to hand size, because I don't need that many. We memory lapse. Interesting that they fetch. I guess they want to draw Sin Collector. Alright, I need to hit one of those octopus things. Okay, so let's Evolving Wilds. Shuffle our deck. Put a forest into play. I think I'm gonna cast Thirst for Meaning here. Discarding... Oh, I have Phyrexian Dreadnought now. So discarding 2 cards, which will be these 2 lands. Play this guy. That came in response to the trigger. Okay, now I have some Ominous Sea, so I can discard this, this, and this. Say no. I think I can win this turn? No, I can't. I can no longer, Ooh, that's actually a little bit sketchy. Yeah, I can no longer do a lot of the things that I want to do. So let's cast Ominous Seas, because I can no longer Dread Return, or activate a Phyrexian Dreadnought, because I would die. So let's cast this and get the ability to make some Krakens, and then play a Birds of Paradise for better mana. Discard Temple, Greater Good. No, I want to back up Greater Good. We'll discard some redundant Sylvan Libraries, Forest, and Forest. Sin Collector, we are going to memory lapse that one again. Okay, I think we can win now. I hope. Where is my guy? So I have Dread Return. I have Greater Good Dreadnought, but I can't actually do anything with it. I don't have any other creatures I can Dread Return, so I guess I can cycle this Ominous Seas. And then have Memory Lapse, like my last Memory Lapse available. Because I think I want Trick Bind to stop them from doing anything too scary. I suppose I can Greater Good my Fyndhorn Elves to draw 1 discard some. But let's just play Sylvan Library for now. Fast turn with all this mana available. I might have gone too fast too quick. Okay, so that's fine. Basically, I will Trick Bind the Angel trigger, if that's what they do. Sin Collector. I guess I Trick Bind that trigger. Sure. They animate did that, so I memory lapse that, and then we have to go off this turn. Alright, let's see what happens. So, beginning of my upkeep, I think I actually want to Greater Good my Fyndhorn Elves, because I can just Dread Return back a Phyrexian Dreadnought. So yeah, let's do this on upkeep. Discard 3 cards. This, and this. And we Sylvan Library. Use the ability, yes. I'm going to pay to keep them all in my hand. Then I guess I want to shuffle with Evolving Wilds. He's in there. Cycle this. Goes up to 7. Cycle this. Goes up to 8. So now I can make a thing. I think I can like almost deterministically get there. I can play Fyndhorn Elves. Fyndhorn Elves. Greater Good my Fyndhorn Elves. Discard these. So unless it's literally the last card. No! Oh! Alright, it is literally the last card in my deck. So there's that. Go. I don't have a counter spell, so if they have a kill spell, I'm just dead. Alright, we'll see what they can do. This is very frustrating, I'm gonna be honest. Literally the last card in my deck. They animate Architects of Will. What does that do? Interesting. They could put them back in any order, targeting themselves. Oh, wait, they're dead. I think I still win. The last card is... Yeah! Oh my gosh. Literally the last card in my deck. So for those who are wondering, I was going to draw Lab Maniac, just cast it, and then make a Ominous Seas token, and then sacrifice it to win. Good games, Nikros the King. Your deck was sweet. See you guys next round. Alright, we're playing against DS Titan, and we're on the draw with a Sylvan Library, Dreadnought, Trickbind. I'm going to keep this. Any blue source and we're good to go. Turn 3 Trickbind. Seems alright to me. Uh-oh, I might just get burned out. I don't know how this deck is against mono red, although, well, there's a blue source, which is nice. So let's go Island, pass. I think they know what deck I was playing because that you can spectate in the league matches, and people are, you know, kind of going a little crazy over trying to play with me, which is fine. We're gonna go with Sylvan Library. I don't know what's going on. I'm just seeing 2 mountains. They could be playing Big Red, which is a fun deck. But Library just gives me value against whatever's going on. Ooh, green red. Llanowar Visionary, okay. I think I'm gonna make it 12-12. Definitely using the ability. Thirst for Meaning, Sylvan Library. So I don't need 2, so put that on top, and I don't really need this temple. So I'll just draw the Thirst for Meaning here, and then go Forest, Dreadnought, Trickbind. Here we go. That can at least block for a while. I don't know if like Zealous Conscripts or anything is in this format. That would be unfortunate. Uh-oh. Oh no! Alright, we'll see what they got. At least... Okay, Darksteel Colossus is beatable. I want to shuffle my deck. Pathraiser of Ulamog. A lot of attackers. You know what's funny is that Dreadnought actually blocks Darksteel Colossus. Okay, see what else they got. They have nothing else. Okay, I mean, I could... Wait, no, I'm just dead, right? 12-9, that's actually lethal. Alright, I'm not just... Yeah, I'm just dead. I can Trickbind the Atarka ability, I guess. And I think I probably want double blue just in case. But we'll see what Sylvan Library hits for me. I need a greater good. Birds of Paradise and Phyrexian Dreadnought. The birds... I like what opponent's doing over there. Right, so this is gonna hit me for 12. And this is gonna hit me for 9, so that is 21. So I need to find Trickbind. We cast Thirst. I don't even think Trickbind does it anymore. There's the greater good, but it's too late. Oh man, that was sweet. Got me with the Eureka. So definitely bringing in a more... There's a bug on my screen. Flash freezes and negates seem very good. Quite a bit better than Memory Lapse. Yeah, I basically just need to mulligan to a counterspell and I think I should be okay. You know, the funny thing is if they Eureka, I could still win off Omnisea's greater good, so that's something as well. I need to cut something else. Maybe some Trickbinds, because while they are good with the Dreadnought, making a 12-12 doesn't work if they do get to accomplish their Eureka thing. The stuff you're doing is awesome. I'm studying computer engineering. That's awesome. Definitely a good field to get into. Also, the deck is sweet. Let's go first. So I need to draw a blue source. That seems a bit risky. I don't need 3 counterspells. Okay, that's better. This is a Omnisea's Sylvan Library setup, and then I just can hold up Flash Freeze to stop them from doing too much. Alright, so we're gonna keep this hand, and I think I'm actually gonna bottom the Dreadnought, because I have, like, everything else in this hand is necessary. Makes sense. And thanks, I'm still stinking with it, but it's so awesome that Eureka is legal. Yeah, Eureka is a sweet card. In Constructed. A lot better than in Cube, where people might just be running random Eldrazi. They mulliganed. Curious, maybe they have Vexing Shusher? That could be a problem. That's something, that's definitely a card they would have 4 of in the sideboard. Feel they scryed. 1 card on top. Scary. I'm actually gonna play Sylvan Library first because I really do want to hit a land drop next turn. And if they don't play an Accelerant, I think I should be free to just double Ominous Seas if I hit a land. Because playing Ominous Seas and getting 1 counter doesn't seem that worthwhile. Yep. That's what I was afraid of. I'm just gonna pay max life then. So I can go with Ominous Seas into Evolving Wilds. Because they basically need to go up to 5 mana to be able to Eureka around counter magic, which is going to be relatively slow. I just have to find a lot of things, greater good and a Dreadnought, but they didn't attack, which I like. So let's get an island. Do it this way. Sylvan Library, give me the goods. I think I just need to pay all of it. I don't expect them to have too much burn. Going to 4 life. Then I can go Ominous Seas into... I think I do need to hold up counter magic, so let's just play Fyndhorn Elves. And then I can start making 8/8s. They definitely countered this. They should attack. It seems like something they might want. Okay, Evolving Wilds means that I don't actually have to pay life off Sylvan, and it also, I cannot pay life with Sylvan, so there's our Dreadnought. So we're gonna put back, I guess at this point I just need Greater Good. I don't actually need a Dreadnought, so I'm just gonna put these two on top. Get a lot of Ominous Seas triggers. Then I play Evolving Wilds. I guess I might as well Sylvan Library. No, because I could discard that to Thirst for Meaning, which would be nice. I guess I just cast Thirst for Meaning right now, huh? I think at this point I'm just going to discard 2 cards. It's going to be Evolving Wilds and Fyndhorn Elves. Did I play land this turn? Turn 5? I did. Let's do that. So I get some things. If they don't have a hasty creature, I'm okay. Go ahead and play Sylvan Library. Elves. So now I can shuffle between Sylvan Library activations, which is okay, I guess. We're just digging to Greater Good. Wait, that was their only Eureka? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good for them. I suppose they figured they just had to go for it, so let's make a thing. So we get to activate Sylvan Library. Put all of these on top. Shuffle. Find an island. I don't actually know how this works, but there's another Sylvan Library. Oh my gosh. How have I not hit it yet? I mean, I'm making some Ominous Seas. Play this one. This is ridiculous. Where's my Greater Good? Let's attack for 8. And I think I need to hit off the last card in my deck, right? Because I know what the top 2 are. No! Oh. Man, Glorybringer was the perfect card there. I cannot believe I did not find a Greater Good. Maybe I do need a Momentous Fall in this deck. Hard to say, really. You're playing with me, keep with the amazing content? No problem. I will, I'll let them kill me here, I'll F6. Get the satisfaction of the Glorybringer exert. Oh, they didn't even exert. Okay, fair enough. Man, I was so close! You too. Alright, what was I drawing? So I was drawing that, Dread Return. No! It was the... Okay, alright, we're fine. See you guys next round. Alright, we're playing against Swift Warkite. I'm gonna go first. Yeah. Evolving Wilds for Forest. Then turn 2, I can either play Birds or hold up Memory Lapse. Probably just play Birds and then go from there. Go. I have no idea what they're playing. Mountain, okay. Everyone with their red cards. Go Forest. Hopefully they don't bolt my bird, as the old adage goes. Yeah, actually, here's my curve. We're gonna go Birds. If they're just playing red, then Greater Good should be fine. If they don't kill my birds. And then the following turn I should be able to go off by just going Greater Good into Dreadnought, because I'll have 4 mana available. Ooh, Crystal Vein, that's fun. No! Stop! Okay, Sylvan Library's fine. Play an island. Go ahead. Sweltering Suns. Okay, that tells me... Well, I guess they don't have double red. Use the ability, yes. Thirst for Meaning and Greater Good. Let's keep all of these in hand. A big part of me wants to Thirst for Meaning, but like Thirst for Meaning and then hit a Mana Elf. Yeah, let's actually do that. Thirst for Meaning, discarding a Greater Good. Oh, you know what? I should not have played a land there. That's fine though. Tectonic Giant is cool with me. So I'm not gonna pay any more life. Ooh, Trick Bind. Okay. 2, 3. The thing is I kind of want all of these. I can make a 12/12 that can block their Tectonic Giant, but I go down to 8, down to 5, so if they play like a flyer, I could just lose immediately. That's okay, we're gonna put these 2 on top. I'm just gonna make this into a big thing. So play this guy. Trick Bind this trigger. Play a Forest. And then hold up Memory Lapse. So they can't really attack me, and then I should be able to stall for a bit until I can Greater Good and go off. The old triple crystal vein hand. Yeah, not happening. Yes. So I draw another memory lapse. So, kind of want to pay to keep one of these in hand. I think I'm gonna put this on top. I guess I'm gonna scry, so I just put that on top. And do I want to keep this? Because right now I can go for greater good and only have 2 mana available. I think I'd rather wait at least one more turn. So let's just put these 2 on top. Pay to keep this one in hand. Go down to 8, play birds. Temple. Put that one on the bottom. And the next turn I'll have plenty of mana to go off. Their best play last turn was Glorybringer. So I would expect that to be their best play this turn, although I guess they get one more land drop. So we lapse the Glorybringer. And then they're probably going to Seething Song out another Glorybringer, is my guess. No, just 2 mana, Twin Flame. So they're going to... Let me think about this. I think I can just win here. I play Greater Good. I draw 12 cards. If I let this resolve, do I die? I have to block with my birds. I think I just want a Memory Lapse. Because then they're not drawing the Glorybringer, they're just drawing Twin Flame. Easy ability, yes. I'm gonna put all of these on top, they're all really bad. So, I can cast Greater Good, attack for 12, and then sack this to draw 12. Okay, so I can also cast a Lab Maniac. I didn't hit anything. I didn't hit anything! Oh no! That's actually pretty gross. Fair enough. I guess I want to keep Lab Maniac. So we're gonna hold up Memory Lapse Trickbind, so I'm gonna get rid of Greater Good, this, Evolving Wilds. Then we just play Island and pass, I guess? Take some damage in the process. That really hurt. Get rid of that, Sylvan Library, that. See what we got going on. The last Memory Lapse, putting Twin Flame on top. Buying me one more turn. 4 mana for Chandra. Okay. I go to 1 here. I Trickbind that. I guess I go to 2. And then we just have to draw another Dreadnought. I feel like I'm playing this deck wrong. Okay, we're good. Use the ability, yes. Thirst for Meaning Library, so put on top, put on top. And let's just go ahead and play Dreadnought. Sack this. Okay, we got there. Perfect. Discard, discard, discard. Don't do anything. So I have Ominous Seas now. I can just cast this. Cast this. Sack this. Discard. Dread Return. Land, land. Okay, somehow I squeezed it out. Okay, whew. At 2 life nonetheless. Against Big Red, we're definitely bringing in Flash Freezes. Those seem very good. I do still like Memory Lapse. Just to counter creatures, but let's see, the Trickbind combo is really nice. Could get rid of the Lab Maniac Dread Return plan if they bring in Graveyard Hate, because I know that the Ominous Seas tokens are just going to be good enough, but I've won most of my games off Lab Maniac. I don't think I can sideboard that. I guess I just run Flash Freeze instead of most of these Memory Lapses and just call it a day. Okay, this hand is really bad, but I do have Thirst for Meaning and a Phyrexian Dreadnought, but it's really slow, so I think I can do better. This hand at least has Ominous Seas and a Flash Freeze, so I'm going to keep, and I'm going to put one of the Evolving Wilds on the bottom. And the plan here is turn 2 Ominous Seas, turn 3 hold up Flash Freeze or Thirst. And unless I draw Sylvan Library turn 1, I'm probably just going to fetch right away for a green source. Ooh. Yeah, I'll just play the bird. Or the elves, whatever. It doesn't actually accelerate me, but it lets me play... No, it doesn't even let me play a tapped land next turn. Maybe the elves was just wrong there. Because now I don't get to turn 2 Ominous Seas. Yeah, that might have been just incorrect. Oh wait, no, I don't know what I'm saying. This deck's hard, okay? That's what I'm saying. Let's cast this, start ticking it up. Making an 8/8 seems pretty useful. Hopefully they don't have Seething Song, because most of their scary plays are on 4 mana. They missed a land drop. That is bad for them. Put a counter there. Yeah, I'm gonna discard the Lab Maniac to Thirst for Meaning, and it does also level up Ominous Seas faster, so I'm gonna hold up Flash Freeze, but then if they don't do anything, I'll cast this, discarding Lab Maniac. Village. Not letting that do I even care? I probably care. I don't know if I care. I can just make 8/8s. I can just make 8/8s. So this will put it up to 4, then it goes up to 5. I could still hold up Flash Freeze. Yeah, you know what? Let's just let that happen. Discard 2 cards. They're going to be Lab Maniac and I guess the Elf. Level that up. Then I'm going to play Evolving Wilds, so I could just play Forest Sylvan Library now? Sure. So if they have another pillage, because they're missing land drops. So if they don't have a 4-mana play, I could just make an 8/8 next turn. And if they just have pillage, it doesn't do anything. Okay, Seething Song for Glorybringer is probably their best bet. Dark Dwellers on pillage. Okay, Dark Dwellers for pillage is different because it at least puts a creature in play. Dark Dwellers, Seething Song, Dark Dwellers. Ooh, fair enough. I've never seen this combo, but it is beautiful. So they even paid. So am I dead? I did not know that. I think I'm literally dead. Right? That is. No, I'm not dead. And they get to pillage? Okay. 17. I take 16 and go to 1. No. So I can take 1 Goblin Dark Dwellers hit. Jeez. That was awesome. The ability, yes. So there's a Thirst for Meaning, but I don't actually have mana to cast it. That sucks. What am I doing here? I guess I have to block with birds next turn. So we're going to play Evolving Wilds. How do I do this? This goes up to 8. Can I even keep birds? I don't think I can put... I'm not keeping a land for sure. I think I need to keep birds and hope to draw lucky. Because birds at least guarantees that I get to block the Dark Dwellers. That was an insane turn from them though. That was sweet. So I take 4. Because this has Menace, I can't actually make an 8/8 and block them. They pillage an island. So let's make this. I guess I have to counter that. I need my mana. I just have to hope to draw a Flash Freeze off the top, or a Mana Drain or something, because I have to chump block with birds, which is the unfortunate part. Jeez, okay. Put on top, put on top. Get that. Then I play birds. If they have any kill spell, I just die, but we play bird, then we play Evolving Wilds. Let's just reshuffle the Sylvan. I have an 8/8 and 0/1 that can double block, unless things go really wrong. Sweltering Suns. Alright, fair enough. GG's. Well played, opponent. Good playing against you, Swift Warkite. He's been waiting a long time to play against me in the lobby. Oh, I thought that was game 3. Alright, we still got one more. Okay, I feel better now. Now that I know what they're doing, I think I still just like the deck as it is. Okay, I feel better now. I really thought that was the 3rd game. Let's go first. Nope. Nope. Birds, Flash Freeze. I guess I'll keep this one, and we're gonna get rid of a elf. An elf. This hand draws very well into a Greater Good. And I'm gonna play elves because I would rather have that get Chain Lightninged. Doesn't let me hold up Flash Freeze turn 2, but turn 3 is where things really matter. Yep. I will not let that happen. Okay. Yeah, let's go with birds into Evolving Wilds. And Evolving Wilds is gonna grab a green because Greater Good. Chalice kicked once. Okay. That's a very scary deck. I don't like it at all. Is that another green? So if we Trick Bind, we can make it 12/12. If we draw a Greater Good, we can just play it. If we draw Birds of Paradise, we don't do anything. I'm still gonna play the birds because I can counter a board wipe and I need mana. I think I'm going to add Momentous Fall to this deck. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Greater Good! Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Play this. Play our Dreadnought friend. Draw a bunch. Discarding 3. Don't need more Greater Goods. And then I don't really care about tapped lands, so something like that. And then we just let that happen. And then we can go... I guess Sweltering Suns does get us pretty bad, so I'll just play Temple. And Thirst for Meaning, I can bottom. And then discard 1 birds, I guess. We'll see if they can do anything crazy. Seething Song into Goblin Dark Dwellers would do a lot. Okay, that Chain Lightning tells me they don't have Seething Song or any extra Sweltering Suns. Pillage that. Okay. I can work with this. I just drew 12 cards, so a 1-for-1 battle is not the worst situation. So let's go with Ominous Seas into Ominous Seas into an Elf. See what they got going on. Okay. I can work with Boiling Seas. I guess I bottomed my card draw, which I probably should not have. Draw Greater Good. So that's a bit awkward. I just have Trickbind and a 1/1. I can sack Fyndhorn Elves to draw 1. That seems not worth it though. At least not yet. I don't want them to be able to cut me off of blue mana. So I don't think I'm going to play this island. I'm just going to pass turn. I can Trickbind if they play Goblin Dark Dwellers. Tectonic Giant is okay. Another forest. I highly regret putting that card draw on the bottom. That was just straight up a mistake. Part of me really wants to sacrifice this Fyndhorn Elves to get 1 deeper. Like a big part of me. I'm gonna do it. Discard 3. So Greater Good, Elves Island. Alright. I don't know about this one, but looking rough. Glorybringer. So how does Exert work? If I counter the Exert, and they're just doing 3 to each opponent, I mean, I'm just going to counter it, right? I have double Trickbind, so counter that ability. So the Exert still happens, they don't untap. I just take 6 here. 10. Sylvan Library? Oh, I'm going to be like literally 1 short. I think I'm going to be 1 short because I discarded that Fyndhorn Elves. Well, I guess we'll see. Twin Flame. Yep. That will do it. I think. Yeah, I mean, that's 6 to the face and that's 4. Yeah, that deck is really good. 4 damage to each opponent. So I can Trickbind that one, but I think I still die. Yep, that'll do it. GG's. Discarding the Thirst for Knowledge or whatever cost me the game. Dread Return was on top. Oh no! Oh, I would have won. I think I could have won if I just kept the card draw. For some reason, I thought a handful of cards meant that I was winning, but I forgot that I needed a second Dreadnought to trigger Greater Good. It's a complicated deck for sure. Alright, we're gonna keep playing. See you guys there. Alright, we're playing against Squana X. Let's go first. Yeah, this is the hand. This is the one. Love your vids. Thank you. Appreciate it. I wish I had an untapped green, but that's okay. I can work with it. So we're 1 and 2, I think. So we gotta make the comeback. Let's go Evolving Wilds for green. Then, I guess a lot of it depends on what they're playing. Forest. Birds. Is this the mirror match? It very much might be. Island. I just played the wrong color. Today's not my day, really, huh? I fetched up the wrong color. Oh no. Oh no! Well, that was bad. Okay, it's not the mirror match. They're just playing some ramp strategy. Llanowar Visionary and Birds is pretty cool, though. I can't believe I made that mistake. That's unfortunate. Didn't get too terribly punished. But, yeah. Today has been not my best. Okay. When I'm playing Eureka, I might be able to work around this. So, sure, you get Eureka. I have Trickbind at the ready to counter any enter the battlefield effects if they need to. Put in Sylvan Library. They have Glorybringer. Let's put in Sylvan Library. They put in Sarkon. Uh-oh. I can put Elves into play. They can exert. I mean, I'm playing Phyrexian Dreadnought. I'm going to Trickbind that. Although, I take 5 and then... Does this have haste? No. But they get to make a dragon. So I guess I put in Fyndhorn Elves. Hopefully they don't have anything else. Another dragon? Oh boy. So... I don't think I'm putting this into play. I think I just need to take all the damage, stifle the Glorybringer Exert, and then draw a Greater Good. I think that's what I need to do. That was a pretty good Eureka, though. So I'm very dead next turn. Yeah, I don't think making a 12-12 here does anything. Trick Bind that ability. Well, the 6, and if I attack them, the dragons will do 4 damage to any creature I attack with. So we really have to hit Greater Good. I can draw two cards off the first Sylvan Library, so if I don't see something, I can keep one. But I have to fetch for green here, because I need all the mana I can get. Alright, there's Thirst for Meaning, which doesn't do anything. Ability, yes. Oh, okay. I don't think I can win now. Easy ability. Trick Bind, Thirst for Meaning. Yeah, I'm just dead. Okay. Fair enough. So, what am I doing here? Flash Freeze seems quite good. I mean, if they don't cast Eureka, they're gonna have a hard time. Tangle can deal with the dragons, because they're just gonna bring in Vexing Shushers, I would think. But I guess until I see it, we'll go like this. Alright, I'm gonna go first. Let's do this. So there's Dreadnought, Memory Lapse, Thirst. I guess I do keep this. It's really hard to tell what I keep and what I mulligan. We're gonna Evolving Wilds for a Forest. Hoping for no Vexing Shusher. Crab. Forest. Okay. Lands are not the worst because I do have Thirst for Meaning. Please don't be the Shusher. Rampant Growth. Part of me just wants to Memory Lapse that. Because it's possible they can play a Shusher next turn. It's also possible they don't have mana. And I want to cast Thirst for Meaning next turn. So like, if they're stumbling on mana and they don't play a land, I'm great. I can probably Thirst for Meaning, hopefully into a counterspell. Okay. I had land and Rampant Growth. And birds. So let's find an answer. Like this. Okay. I'm going to discard Evolving Wilds and Forest. Yeah, that seems okay, because I want both Dreadnoughts. They're so good with Greater Good. Okay, that's probably too many Dreadnoughts. Pass turn. I can Rampant Growth. If I draw a land, I can Trick Bind a Dreadnought. It's possible I wanted to discard Dreadnought, but there's no way I could have known I was drawing. Like, it seems way more likely that I draw a land there than I draw a third Dreadnought. Okay, there's the island, so now I can go for it, right? So I go Dreadnought, Trick Bind, hold up, Flash Freeze, yeah. And Trick Bind has split second, so they can't do anything after I cast it. Go. Alright, I'm gonna counter that. Return to Nature is pretty good against this deck. They only have 2 cards in hand though, so like Eureka is not even that scary. It always feels like this card should have Indestructible, even though that makes absolutely no sense. So they Garruk make a beast. I Thirst for Meaning. See what we're hitting. I think at this point I could just discard Sylvan Library. And then I'm just gonna kill Garruk. I don't want them getting extra mana or whatever, because I'm just gonna go off with Greater Good next turn. We're gonna play Elves. Sure, Dragon's fine. I'll take 5. That's the last card in their hand. We did it! Okay, take 5. No. Well, I can't. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I can say we did it. So I get to go 4 for Greater Good. And then attack them for 12. And then play a Dreadnought and sacrifice it to draw a whole bunch of cards. Discarding 3 cards will be Greater Good. Actually, maybe not Greater Good, because they could kill it. We'll discard some tapped lands. That one, Thirst. So we don't activate that ability. Then I get to go Forest. I could just go Island, hold up Flash Freeze, because I don't think I can win from this position. Yeah, so let's just go Island and hold up Flash Freeze. I take 8, fall to 4, that's fine. Discard 2 lands, birds. Okay. Alright, we did it. Okay, playing against Dragon Eureka. Doesn't really feel like they have a Vexing Shusher going on. I'm just gonna run it back. Alright, we have... Yeah, I gotta keep this. Turn 1 Temple. I can scry into lands for birds. And then I have Greater Good plus Dreadnought. If they cast Eureka, we can kind of just use that against them. I don't know if they actually want to cast Eureka. Putting that on top for sure. So next turn I can go birds or Ominous Seas. I think I like, let's see, birds die to more things. But if they stay in play, I'm just in really good shape, so let's do that. Okay. Can work with this. I really want to draw a counter spell, but if I don't, I think I just cast Greater Good. Although I don't want to let them kill it. I guess that is the concern, right? Just them natural ordering or nature's claiming my Greater Good. So let's cast Ominous Seas, because that still uses my mana in a way that I would like. And then, I want to play Island, but I really need an untapped land next turn, so let's just play Evolving Wilds. Eureka. Alright, let's see if they can kill me. Sarkon Island. Glorybringer can exert and kill one of my creatures. They have 3 cards in hand. I guess I have... Yeah, I can put down a Greater Good. Double Glorybringer. I'm not putting Lab Maniac. Well, if I put it into play, it's just guaranteed to die. But I might want the option to just cast it from hand. So I'm not going to use it. They have triple Glorybringer. Okay. Okay, I'm not dead as far as I can tell. I lose my birds. I'm gonna fetch now so I don't mess this up. And I think I have a deterministic win because I can Dreadnought. And then Ominous Seas. Let's get Forest. Yeah, I can Dreadnought a bunch. I can cast Dreadnought, that'll level up Ominous Seas to 12, and then I could just keep using Ominous Seas to draw my whole deck, and then just have Lab Maniac in play that I cast. So I have exactly enough mana to do it as well. They did not exert. Whoa. Okay, well, now they're dead for sure. Let's just cast our Lab Man. They're tapped out. Okay. Lab Maniac. Into Dreadnought. And that'll just do it. Sack this. So now Ominous Sea goes up and I just draw my whole deck. It doesn't really matter what I discard. What is going on? It's lagging so bad. I think they conceded. No, they did not. Okay. So we say no to this. Do this. Sack this. Discard Dread Return lands. Do this. Sack this. Discard whatever. Do this. Sack this. Discard stuff. Flash Freeze, Greater Good, that. I guess I want to play a land to have up Memory Lapse just in case. I don't know. Now they literally can't do anything. Discard these. And for whatever reason, it makes me double click the 3rd card. Like, I can click all the rest once, but the 3rd one, that's the tricky one. Oh, I win. Beautiful. All right, we won the match. The next one is for the winning record. See you guys there. All right, we're here for round 3, playing against Taurus 6. This hand is terrible, so we definitely want to mulligan. This hand is okay. I think I am going to keep this on the power of Sylvan Library. And I'm going to put back an Island. Or I just put back Lab Maniac. It will be on the bottom, but I do have ways to shuffle. Yeah, we'll put it on the bottom. Because now Temple can put something else beneath it. And then I have like 4 Evolving Wilds that I can... Because Lab Maniac on the bottom is awkward because a lot of times you can't draw. You draw in like 12 or 8. So if you have an odd number of cards in library, you're just kind of stuck. See, they scried. Put 1 card on top. Okay. Kind of wish I'd put a land on the bottom, but having a lot of lands and just hitting land drops is not bad. And there are also things I could just discard a Thirst for Meeting if I need to. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's scary. Okay, that's better. Let's go with the library. So I kind of want to play conservatively with my life total here. Because I have the Greater Good. I just need to find a Dreadnought. First Strike Protection from red. I'm so happy that there's a Knights deck. That's so cool. Less happy that there's a Knights deck. I have a lot of Fogs in the deck at least. So that's something I'm going to take 2 this turn and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is... If they play anything else... I have literally 2 turns. So like this turn and the next one. Yeah, drawing Dread Return, not really where you want to be. Ominous Seas Temple. That's good. I put that on top and put Temple on top. Yeah, I don't think I can pay life here. Let's get down Ominous Sea. I think I'm like 1 turn too slow here. Unless they somehow don't add any pressure next turn. But if they don't add any pressure, then they're saying there's a chance. Okay, we're dead. We are so dead. 4, 8, yeah. That's so thematic too. Just knights and knights. Okay, that was exactly lethal. Fair enough. So we're bringing in all the tangles. Getting rid of... I just don't think counterspells are really useful here. And we're just going to make that switch. Alright, we're on the play. Let's do this. Going first. Mulliganing this. Yeah, I'll keep this. I have Trickbind Dreadbot on turn 2. That seems pretty nice. As long as they don't have a counter spell. So I think I do just bottom of forest. And then I go turn 1 elf or birds. And then turn 2. Yeah, so I bottom forest here. Yeah, I mean, a 12-12 on turn 2 is really scary. This card is so useful. I think I was a little bit too conservative with it because it has split second. So if you put this on the stack, like you can play Dreadnought, they can respond to the trigger, I think. Maybe you can hold priority. I'm not an expert in that, but it seems like it's pretty hard for them to interact with in a meaningful way. Aside from just killing your Dreadnought, which it's a 12-12, so that's not easy to do. And their land is tapped. So my plan here is to just kill them with Dreadnought, and then if they somehow survive, I can tangle their creatures. And I draw a land, which is not the worst. So let's go like this. Trickbind, that thing. Or I keep targeting the Dreadnought, but I have to target the ability. Go. So if I just draw, I think Greater Good is my best possible draw. Not that I would really need it, but drawing 12 cards is never a bad thing. Beautiful. It's another Dreadnought. Not the best draw, but it's acceptable. Play out our land, pass turn. So Tangle would have been Memory Lapse, which would be better in this exact situation. Wow, there's an untapped land to cast Knights? Whoa, that's exciting. I love it. Okay, so they play the Marshal. They need to block with 2 creatures here. So they're committing to chump blocking with the Marshal. I think I want to cast Tangle because that means they need to create 4 toughness of blockers after this. Or no, way more than 4, because they're still going to take a bunch of damage. So let's Tangle. Because then the 2/2 does not untap, so they have to like make so many blockers. Okay. Yeah, I think it was basically impossible for them to win anyway. Let's just run it back. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this hand. It has all the combo pieces. I just need to hit lands. An untapped land would be great. I even get a Scry to hopefully hit an untapped land on turn 2. But I guess my best possible draw sequence would be forest into island. If we're demonic tutoring every turn. See how they scryed. 1 card on top. Okay. Forest. You know, Lab Maniac not on the list of really exciting cards for me. Gonna be honest. Wanted a land. I think I will even put a fetched land on top. Or like a tapped land because I'm not gonna be able to combo off next turn anyway. Forest. You're a turn too late, but we'll accept it. So now I go Finhorn Elves, then make a Dreadnought, then I have Tangle, and hope they can't kill the Dreadnought. I want to top one of their deck is sweet. I didn't know there was that much. No, there was so much Knight synergy. So let's just go ahead and play our Elves. Unfortunately, I don't get notifications when people chat. I'm recording on a different computer right now, so I'm not always going to see what people say. And then pass turn. Still want to draw lands, but I think making a blocking 12/12 will help. Honor of the Pure. Respectable. So I don't think Mana Tithe is legal, and I guess they can't counter Trickbind, so... Again, I don't think there's that much they can do, really, except bolt my Finhorn Elves. Nope. So now I have to make a decision. I can Trickbind my Phyrexian Dreadnought, but if they have a way to kill it, then I'm in a lot of trouble. I don't think I'm dying next turn, and I have access to Tangle. So I could just tap out for Greater Good, and then untap with a bunch of mana. That's probably safer, because basically if they kill my Dreadnought, my hand does nothing. But if they kill my Greater Good here, my hand is still okay. And I can buy quite a few turns with this Tangle. So like, let's say I draw a land, I can just Lab Maniac. That, I think I lose to that actually. I don't know. No, I can still beat that. I need to draw Ominous Good. Yeah, I can still beat that, but it's not going to be pretty. Oh, it's only non-creature spells. That actually doesn't do that much. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, non-creature spells, whatever. Birds. So yeah, I could just play. Okay, we're totally fine. I think I just want to sacrifice my Dreadnought, make sure I hit a land. There's an Ominous Sea, so I could play Ominous Seas and then hold up Tangle. So let's discard 1 copy of Greater Good, some tapped lands. That dies, that's fine. Yeah, the fact that it's non-creature spell is absolutely huge. So I get to go Forest, play the Seas. Then next turn I can just win with Laboratory Maniac, and I have Tangle. I was really scared for just a second. So let's discard Thirst, Wilds, Forest, Trick Bind. So yeah, I just get to go Labman, Dreadnought, get him. I'm gonna block the 5/4 because that makes it not exactly lethal. I'm still going to Tangle though. This way, if they have a spell that could potentially win them the game, they have to cast it now. Yeah, at first I thought this was one spell, but that sideboard card is not actually good against me, I don't think. Okay, so that gets bigger. So let's go ahead and play our Lab Maniac. Forest, play Dreadnought. Sack this. That should do it if they don't have anything here. We're gonna discard. You know, I could just loop Tangles. That's actually not the worst idea. Discard these. Always yield. Because if they have a way to kill my Lab Maniac, then I'm in trouble. Don't do that. Then I play this one. Then I move counters. Sack this to make some Kraken things. Discard this. Then I can make 2 Krakens. Sacrifice 1. Discard Sylvan, land. So the question is, do I want to go for it here? They said GG. I'm just gonna say GG and just no problem. I can win at any time, and I have a bunch of Tangles and a bunch of creatures, so yeah. We're not even gonna go for it. Okay, they can see the match, that's good. We had a winning record in the end, despite my weird plays. I'm just getting really tired mid-round. I think I messed up round 3 or something. Opponent's deck was really fun. I kind of want to try that list out. I think Thalia might be legal, but maybe not. I think the 3 mana Thalia is legal, which could be useful. Right, thank you guys so much for watching. Let's do a recap on the deck. So overall, I think this deck was very good. I kind of want to try Momentous Fall. I think there's no way I was playing it optimally either. There's OUS. Yeah, this one. It's like an extra greater good. So this lets you sacrifice a creature and draw cards equal to their power and gain life equal to the toughness. So I could, if I just have a Dreadnought, no greater good. Because basically if I draw this card, I'm doing okay. This gives me a way, like an extra use of Dreadnought that also gains me a ton of life. So I can keep going. Could be worth looking into as just like a 5th copy of greater good instead of maybe a Thirst for Meaning or something. Or maybe you keep Thirst for Meaning, maybe you cut a land or something, I'm not sure. But just having 1 extra copy in the life gain would have been very relevant, because most of the games I lost, I was at like, you know, -2 or something. Could be worth looking into. But overall, the deck was sweet, and hope you guys enjoyed.